Yo, hoop fans! Your sideline sage, Tips and Upstreams, is lacing up once again. On deck, deep dives into the freshest NBA clashes, ready to set the planks ablaze. But before we jump the ball, be sure to hammer that subscribe on our YouTube channel to keep hooked with our sharp forecasts and prime selections. All right, let's bounce into today's NBA Crystal Ball reads. The first today's prediction is for matchup between Los Angeles Lakers and Detroit Pistons. Tonight's showdown on the NBA court features the Los Angeles Lakers squaring off against the Detroit Pistons at the Little Caesars Arena. Sporting a 10-8 record and holding the 7th spot in the Western Conference, the Lakers have shown a mix of highs and lows this season. They're putting up 111.8 points per game, ranking them 19th offensively in the league, while their defense allows 113.7 points per game, placing them 17th. The Lakers are struggling a bit in the rebound department, grabbing 43.8 boards per game for the 20th spot, but their playmaking is stronger, dishing out 26.4 assists per game for an 11th place ranking. The Pistons are navigating a tough season, as seen in their 215 tally and their position at 15th in the Eastern Conference. Scoring's been a challenge for them, with just 109.6 points per game, landing them at 27th. They're rebounding more effectively, however, snagging 45. 9 rebounds per game for 7th place, and their assist numbers are solid at 9th with 26.6 per game. Their Achilles heel, though, is their defense, which ranks 22nd for allowing 117.7 points per game. Head-to-head, the Lakers slightly outpaced the Pistons in scoring and shooting accuracy, notching 112.88 points at a 49.17% clip compared to the Pistons' 109.75 points at 46.46%. The Pistons hold the advantage in three-point shooting, hitting 35.38% against the Lakers' 34.21%, and also in free throw accuracy, scoring 81.92% to the Lakers' 76.40%. Both teams are neck and neck in rebounding, with the Pistons having a slight edge. Looking at their recent matchups, the Lakers have had the upper hand, winning 7 out of the last 10 games against the Pistons. However, when it comes to covering the spread, Detroit has outperformed, doing so in 7 of those encounters. The Lakers lineup could be impacted by injuries. LeBron James is a question mark with a calf issue, and Anthony Davis, while likely to play, is dealing with hip troubles. Depth concerns continue with Cam Reddish and Rui Hachimura on the sidelines. Currently, the odds favor the Lakers, but the spread has tightened, hinting at a potentially closer game than first thought. Considering the Lakers' scoring prowess, the Pistons' defensive woes, and their historical dominance in head-to-head battles, my forecast is for the Lakers to prevail and cover the spread, primarily due to their superior offensive efficiency and the Pistons' defensive shortcomings. For tonight's clash, the Lakers look poised to take the victory. Their offensive skills and historical edge should help them exploit the Pistons' defensive gaps. However, expect the Pistons to put up a fierce fight in a nail-biter of a game. My bet is on the Pistons to beat the 7.5-point spread. The next prediction is for the match between Washington Wizards and Orlando Magic. Get ready for a serious showdown at Amway Center, Orlando, where the Washington Wizards, battling with a shaky 3-14 stat line, are set to square off against the Orlando Magic, who are owning the court this season with a hefty 12-5 record. On the offensive front, the Wizards are bringing some heat, racking up an average score of 115.50, edging out the Magic's 112.65. Their shooting game is on point too, with a field goal percentage of 48.12%, a notch above the Magic's 47.0%. But when it comes to grabbing boards, the Magic are the bosses, pulling down an average of 18 rebounds per game, leaving the Wizards trailing at 39.13. This rebounding dominance could be the clincher, securing more second-shot opportunities and a tighter defense. From beyond the arc, it's a neck-and-neck race. The Wizards are just slightly in the lead, with a three-point shooting percentage of 34.82%, just a dribble ahead of the Magic's 34.05%. Both teams are also evenly matched in free throw accuracy and defensive game, setting the stage for a tight contest. Home court plays big here, with the Magic hosting at Amway Center. History and the home crowd's energy could give Orlando the upper hand. The betting lines are speaking loud and clear. The Magic kicked off as favorites with a 10-point spread, a belief that's holding strong, showing the bettors' faith in Orlando's game. This spread speaks volumes about the Magic's season so far and their edge playing on home turf. So, weighing it all up, the Magic's impressive record, their dominance at home, their rebounding supremacy. Against the Wizards' rocky season, I'm banking on the Orlando Magic to not only snatch the win, but also beat the spread. With their solid overall game and the Wizards' struggles, I'm putting my money on a Magic victory. My bet is on the Orlando Magic, going -9. The next prediction is for the match between Phoenix Suns and Toronto Raptors. In tonight's hardwood showdown, the Phoenix Suns, boasting a solid 11-6 record, square off against the Toronto Raptors, sitting at a less impressive 8-9. The Suns are on fire with a 7-game hot streak, outplaying squads like the Timberwolves, Jazz, Trailblazers, Warriors, Grizzlies, and Knicks. Scoring an average of 117.1 points on 47.8% field goal shooting and allowing 113.2 points at a 45.8% clip, they're a force to be reckoned with. Stars like Kevin Durant dropping 31.4 points and dishing out 5.5 assists per game, and Devin Booker with his 29.4 points and 5.4 rebounds are leading the charge. Their sharpshooting from downtown is impressive at 39.3%, and they're grabbing 44 boards a game. The Raptors, on the flip side, are grappling with consistency, having dropped 5 of their last 8 games. After consecutive defeats to the Cavaliers and Nets, they're netting an average of 111.9 points on 46.9% shooting, while giving up 112.4 points on 47.4% shooting. Pascal Siakam and Scotty Barnes stand out, averaging 20 and 19 points respectively. The Suns shine as road warriors, clinching their last 15 games in enemy territory. They've been beating the spread in their last 5 games after snagging wins as underdogs. The Raptors, however, show grit on their home court against winning teams, covering the spread in 8 of their last 9 home games. Weighing these elements, the Suns' electrifying offense and tighter defense make them the frontrunners. The Raptors resent wobbles, especially against Pacific Division teams, and the fatigue from back-to-back games lean the odds towards the Suns, while the Suns look poised for victory, riding their momentum and robust stats. I'm placing my bets on the total points. Expect a game where the Suns and Raptors stay under 223 points. The next prediction is for the match between Utah Jazz and Memphis Grizzlies. In the electric atmosphere of FedEx Forum in Memphis, we've got a real hoops showdown. The Utah Jazz, with a record of 6-11, are set to face off against the Memphis Grizzlies, who've been having a tough time with a 3-13 record. Despite their recent struggles and a 4-game skid, the Grizzlies are stepping onto the court as 5-point favorites, with the game's total points expected to hit an over-under of 225.5. When it comes to the numbers game, the Jazz are a force to be reckoned with in scoring and grabbing boards. They're averaging a solid 114.2 points per game, ranking 12th in the league, and they're the top dogs in the NBA for rebounds, pulling down 47.1 per game. This puts them ahead of the Grizzlies, who are lagging with 105.6 points per game and 41.6 rebounds. The Jazz's scoring game is especially strong in the first and second quarters, where they're dropping 29.35 and 28.06 points, respectively, outshining Memphis's 26.88 and 24.75 points in these periods. Utah's also got the upper hand in shooting accuracy, boasting a field goal percentage of 22%, and they're slightly ahead in three-point territory with 35.76% against the Grizzlies' 32.71%. The Grizzlies, on the other hand, are having a rough time on the offensive end, especially at home where they're only scoring 103.4 points per game. They do step up defensively on their turf, conceding 113.8 points per game, which is a bit better than their 114.4 points allowed on the road. Key players like Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. are crucial for them, with Bane leading in scoring and three-pointers, while Jackson racks up rebounds and assists. For the Jazz, Jordan Clarkson and John Collins are crucial. Clarkson is averaging 18.1 points per game, and Collins is snagging 8.4 rebounds per game. Their defense gets a boost from Talon Horton-Tucker and Walker Kessler, who are making their presence felt with steals and blocks. Looking at their previous matchups, Utah has a 6-4 record against Memphis, and they're stronger against the spread with a 7-2-1 record compared to Memphis' 2-7-1. The Jazz also score more on average in these games, with 120.80 points against Memphis's 116.10, and they're shooting better, with a 48.69% field goal percentage compared to Memphis's 44.73%. The Jazz are looking good with their scoring and rebounding abilities, their efficiency in shooting, and their historical advantage over Memphis. This combined with the Grizzlies' struggles, especially at home, seems to tip the scales in Utah's favor. However, the Grizzlies have been playing shorthanded since the season's start, and their injury list is a big concern for the Jazz. Utah might be missing key players like Kelly Olynyk, Jordan Clarkson, and Lauri Markkanen, which could significantly weaken their lineup. To wrap it up, the Grizzlies are the favorites, and rightfully so. The Jazz's stats in scoring and rebounding make them potential surprise winners, but with Markkanen, Olynyk, and Clarkson potentially out, I'd bet on the home team. Keep an eye on the Jazz's injury updates. With their key players possibly sidelined, my money's on the Memphis Grizzlies to snag the win and beat the 4-point spread. The next prediction is for the match between Philadelphia 76ers and New Orleans Pelicans. Tonight, at the Smoothie King Center, a basketball bonanza unfolds as the Philadelphia 76ers, with their dazzling offensive play, gear up to challenge the New Orleans Pelicans. The 76ers are on a roll this season, with a scorching offensive rating of 120.2, and their sharpshooting from the free throw line is top-notch, hitting 85.5% of their shots. This pinpoint accuracy could turn the tides in a neck-and-neck battle. Philly's quick moves are also seen in their fast-break antics, averaging 17.5 points, and their knack for snagging points off rebounds, averaging 15.8. On defense, they're a force to be reckoned with, averaging 6.2 blocks a game, and swiftly grabbing those loose balls. Meanwhile, the Pelicans are playing on their turf, hoping to use this home advantage to their benefit. Yet, they're grappling with the absence of key players like Matt Ryan, C.J. McCollum, and Trey Murphy, which might dent their scoring depth. Looking at past face-offs, it's been a roller coaster of wins and losses for both squads, but the current vibe gives the 76ers a slight upper hand, especially considering their form and how the Pelicans' injuries might play out. The betting scene started off with a slim 1.5-point spread favoring the 76ers, indicating a game that could go either way. This lean towards the 76ers is likely due to their all-around stronger game, especially in scoring and free throw precision. The 76ers' offensive firepower, combined with their solid defense, and considering the Pelicans' injury challenges, places them as the probable victors tonight. But remember, in the ever-twisting world of hoops, the final whistle is what counts, and surprise twists are part of the thrill. Keep an eye out. Tonight's game could be one of those unexpected turnarounds. The next prediction is for the match between Houston Rockets and Denver Nuggets. The Rockets, with their impressive shooting stats this season, have hit a snag in their face-offs with Denver, especially when they hit the road. Their 0-9 record in the last 9 Denver showdowns spells a tough battle ahead. The Nuggets, meanwhile, have been dominating their turf, racking up a flawless 9-0 in their recent home plays, including against Houston. Overall, they're on a roll with a 14-6 record in recent games, though they've stumbled a bit on covering the spread, landing at 2-8 in their last 10. Injuries throw a curveball in this matchup. The Rockets are down without Victor Oladipo, and Amen Thompson might be on the bench. The Nuggets have their share of uncertainties with Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and Jamal Murray marked as questionable, a factor that could shake up their usual game rhythm, especially if Jokic, a key player, sits out. Wrapping up, the Rockets' scoring prowess meets a tough test against the Nuggets' home court strength, tipping the scales towards Denver. However, with the Nuggets nursing key injuries, this game could turn into a tighter clash than anticipated. Considering the key absences on Denver's side, I'm leaning towards an under 218 in the Rockets-Nuggets clash. The last prediction for today is for the match between Los Angeles Clippers and Sacramento Kings. The Clippers are lacing up to dive into this showdown sporting a 7-9 record, while the Kings are rolling in with a more impressive 9-6. This face-off is the jumpstart of their 4-game dance in the regular season, and the Kings are looking to dunk their 4th straight win over the Clippers. Playing on their home court, Sacramento's the underdog by just 1.5 points, with the scoreboard's eyes set on a total of 231 points. Coming off a tough beat by the Denver Nuggets, 113-104, the Clippers found themselves stumbling on defense, especially against a Nuggets squad missing some key players. Kawhi Leonard and Ivica Zubac showed up and showed off, but the team's game plan hasn't been hitting all the right notes. They're sitting at 17th and lighting up the scoreboard and 5th in slamming the door on their opponents. In their last 6 outings, they snagged 4 victories, though a couple were against the not-so-threatening San Antonio Spurs. The Kings, on the flip side, are bouncing back from a back-to-back, having just clashed with the Golden State Warriors right after schooling the Minnesota Timberwolves. Their offense is cooking, ranking 12th in the league for points every 100 possessions. They're also a force in snagging defensive rebounds and nailing those three-pointers, ranking third in both. The Kings are riding high with 7 wins in their last 9 games, showing they're not just playing around. When it comes to past matchups at the Golden One Center, the Kings have the Clippers beat 6-4, though both squads are neck and neck in putting up points. But the Clippers' tight defense, especially beyond the arc, and the Kings' potential wear and tear from their recent games could tip the scales. Eyeing up the current vibe, historical throwdowns, and stats side by side, I'm leaning toward the Los Angeles Clippers, breaking through that slim point spread. Their defensive prowess, paired with the Kings' possible burnout, might just give them the upper hand. Still, it's gearing up to be a nail-biter, with the total points likely dropping below 231. I'm placing my bets on the Los Angeles Clippers to snag the win and beat to the 1.5-point spread. All right, basketball fans, that's the final horn for today's forecasts. A huge thank you for joining our team. If you're in tune with our selections, hit that subscribe button and become part of our squad. See you on the hardwood tomorrow. Farewell.